Hey there, my name's George Pelham, and today I'm going to take you through the 5 tracks of my first EP, What a Time to Be Alive. So this song was the first single I put out, other than a few in 2014 that probably only a handful of people know about and have hopefully been eradicated from the internet. But yeah, I've been making records for years after that, and nothing had felt right until What a Time to Be Alive. And the way we did it, we basically got together as a band of Dan Smith, the producer from the Noisettes, and a few other guys who I hadn't met before. And I think it was a reaction to people saying you need to do something more poppy, more electronic. So I wanted to annoy people by doing something raw and bandy. And the song is about when you meet someone for the first time and you fall in love with them, and it's just about that euphoria and excitement of it all. So I knew I wanted to write something with a kind of rockabilly energy, because I'd always been a big fan of Johnny Cash and that kind of 50s era. So I knew that was the starting point. And the day I wrote it, actually, I remember, I don't know why I did it, but I ended up just buying a ukulele for about 15 quid in Brighton. And we wrote the song, me and Dan Smith, and we had it just with a guitar, and he thought, that sounds a bit boring. We both kind of agreed, and he thought, why don't we pop that ukulele on it? And I thought it sounded great. And yeah, I think writing the song was kind of a response to me. I think I find the culture we live in sometimes a bit short-termist. Like, it's very easy to give up on things because you can literally buy something new or literally go out with someone different with a swipe of a finger. So I wanted to write a song about sticking with someone even when it's hard, because that's what it's all about. I actually did a whole 15-minute video on this song a couple of years ago, or maybe last year, so I don't want to say too much more, but what I will say is it's just one of those songs that I never get tired of performing. So I feel like some things, like maybe some clothes or certain songs, maybe they go out of style or you get bored with them, but for me, this one, for some reason, it just doesn't happen that way. I think it's because it's so simple and not really like following a trend or anything. And every time I write a new song, I'm always thinking, I have to beat someone's love again. So that's always like the benchmark for me. So this song is still a bit of a mystery to me to this day, because I just had such a struggle producing it, and in the end I just kind of tried to produce it like the rest of the EP, kind of this classic soul sound, which I thought worked, and I don't think anyone else will question it, but sometimes when I listen to it I think, maybe I would do that differently now, maybe I'd produce it differently. Because when I wrote it, it was a trap song, like with a big drop, and I mean, that sounds ridiculous saying it, but it was. So, yeah. And also, just the story of the song, I struggle these days to write something just as blunt and honest as that. It was literally just going through a night saying, this is what happened at the beginning of the night, then the middle, then the end, and it's just kind of a story. And that's what I love about it, and whenever I'm writing songs now, I'm always trying to kind of bring that energy of just tell the story and don't try and be so complicated. So when I started writing this song, I was trying to make like a Jack Johnson song, because he was my favourite artist when I was growing up, and that's kind of how I kind of found the melody. But it ended up being more like a Jackson 5 song, but I prefer how it is now. I think it sounds better. And yeah, even though this song is kind of written, it's kind of a monologue to myself about, how I'd been putting on a mask. I think we can all do that at times, like trying to fit in or trying to do what people expect of you. It's just remembering to be yourself, accept yourself for who you are. But yeah, even though the song and all my songs are about me, I want them to be about everyone. I want everyone to be able to relate to the songs and kind of use the energy in their own life, and ultimately just to feel good. And I think that's the main message of my music. I want, as hard as life can be, there's always hope and you can always be positive. I hope you enjoy the EP, and until the next one.